Well, hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another video for you guys today. Today we're going to stay classy, and we're going to play some Mardu Aristocrats, a deck list that I brewed up yesterday, and a pretty effective one at that. Very fun to play, too. In case you're new to Magic and you're wondering what Aristocrats is, it's an old-school Magic term used for a certain archetype or strategy that revolves around low-mana creatures that have Death Wish effects, and the deck list at the same time has resources to capitalize on the creatures dying, right? So that is the whole Aristocrats theme, and that is what we're going to be playing here today. We have two legendary creatures that synergize really well together, actually, and those are Judith, the Scourge Diva, and Teysa Karlov from Rakdos and Esper, respectively. These two creatures provide a lot of, basically the heart and soul of this deck. Judith, the Scourge Diva, is a legendary creature that gives other creatures you control +1 attack, and also whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith deals 1 damage to any target. She's a very powerful creature that thrives in a deck that has such a low curve as this one. And then we got Teysa Karlov, which is a 4-mana legendary creature with 2 power and 4 toughness that has a very cool ability. If a creature dying costs a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And on top of that, creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. So let's take a look at the first portion of that ability, right? That means that Judith will proc twice every time a non-token creature of yours dies. These two already synergize really well together. But on top of that, we have a bunch of stuff to help, to capitalize on Teysa right here. We have the Midnight Reaper, which is another permanent that will proc with a creature that's not a token dies and will enable us to draw a card. With Teysa, we will draw 2. We got to be careful not killing ourselves in the process, right? So in an aggressive matchup, we have to be mindful of how we play our Midnight Reapers, but in a control matchup, it makes it so that we don't run out of steam, which is very, very important, right? And on top of that, we have a bunch of afterlife effects. We have 4 copies of Tithe Taker, 3 copies of Orzhov Enforcer, and 4 copies of Minister of Obligation. Afterlife is a new keyword, or maybe it's been around for a while, but in Standard it's quite new as of late, and it was introduced with the Ravnica Allegiance, which enables the creature to leave 2 white and black spirit creature tokens with flying with 1 attack and 1 life as they die, right? So Minister of Obligation leaves 2 birds behind. Orzhov Enforcer has Death Touch and leaves 1 behind, and Tithe Taker leaves 1 behind as well, and is also a very powerful card against control decks, as his ability makes it so that your opponent has to spend 1 more mana to cast abilities and spells in general. Spells and abilities cost 1 more. So if your opponent wants to settle the record to you, then he needs 5 mana to do it instead of 4. If he wants to counterspell you, he generally will need 4 mana instead of 3, etc. Right? So which makes him really, really good in that matchup. We have 4 copies of Hunted Witness and 2 copies of Martyr of Dusk, because they also leave something behind when they die. And every single one of these units will proc their ability, except for the Pitiless Pontiff, will proc their ability twice when Teysa is on board, which means that if your opponent goes for a board wipe, then you just flood the board again with a bunch of little dudes. And on top of that, she also synergizes with the tokens that are left behind, because she gives them vigilance and lifelink, which can be really good with, especially with the 1/1 birds here, as they give them vigilance and lifelink. So on top of the fact that they already have flying, which is very solid, honestly. We have 3 copies of Reinforcements as our late game push, because this deck is quite aggressive as well, and 4 copies of Mortify over Conclave Tribunal, because it's 1 mana cheaper, and I really want to test this card. I feel like this card is really good right now. It hits most of the stuff Conclave Tribunal would hit, but obviously it doesn't handle well things that, have a trigger effect when they go to the graveyard, right? But we can destroy enchantments, we can destroy creatures, and the fact that it's 1 mana cheaper in such an aggressive deck like this can really go a long way. So the strategy is quite simple. Last but not least, we have Pitiless Pontiff, though, which is a 2 mana 2/2 that enables us to capitalize on our afterlife effects, right? Like we can pay 1 mana, sacrifice another creature, and then give her Death Touch and Indestructible until the end of the turn. We can use Pitiless Pontiff to sacrifice some of our creatures to either get multiple birds, because we have Teysa on board, or to proc Judith as well. So there's really good synergy right here between these cards, and this is overall a very fun archetype to play. It's pretty fast, handles the Boros Weenie matchups and the mono red aggro matchups really well because you are following their pace and you're flooding the board with creatures, and also has quite the resiliency against control decks with their board wipes, even though if they are playing Cry of the Carnarium, we kind of auto lose to that card. But you know, every deck has its weakness, and this deck is nonetheless very, very fun and feels quite powerful as well. So without further ado, let's hop into some games and let's showcase off this in action. Right, here we go. Let's take a look at our hand. Oh, okay. I mean, we have all sources of Mardu colors available here, so I think this is definitely a keeper. Quite heavy on the land side, though, considering how low our curve is, but at the same time, we guarantee that we will be able to curve out properly, right? So we are going to keep this hand, as we could be facing mono red. Regardless, I am going to... Because this could be mono red, I'm not going to take 2 damage from my shock land. Yeah, he has a shock in hand, so I'm not gonna play the Sacred Foundry untapped just to play a Hunted Witness when we can just double up on Hunted Witnesses next turn, right? This Foundry enables me to curve out into these two, so that means I don't have to pay any sort of life or anything here. Judith is more vulnerable in the mono red matchup because they have so much key removal. So that'll be important to note, as we are going to drop the Clifftop Retreat, and we are going to double up on the Hunted Witnesses here. In case he wants to curve out into a Goblin Chain Whirler, we'll be able to counter that. Like I said, the likes of Judith in this matchup is more susceptible to removal because mono red just has a billion, you know, spells to deal with her, so I don't really expect her to live. So instead, we're going to actually go face with these two. No, should we? No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't attack here. We should play the Martyr of Dusk and drop a Godless Shrine there. Tapped, because we're not going to go for a 3-mana play this turn, and again, we don't want to take any extra damage. There is the shock. See, that shock could have been sent towards Judith, so I'd rather him waste it there. Again, he probably has more resources, so I want to get them out of him. So I'm going to play the Tithe Taker. And a Sacred Foundry tapped. This is huge because now every single spell that he goes for in my turn is going to cost 1 more. So I like playing this guy here because if he wants to play his instance on my turn, he's going to be discouraged from doing so. So that's going to warrant another removal tool out of him. I think I want to play a Diva here first. I'm gonna drop the Diva. I have another Diva in hand in case he wants to remove it. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with that bird right there. Alright, there's the Rekindling Phoenix. And now... our tokens have Vigilance and Lifelink. And I think I would like to attack with all these because if he does block them... yeah, I'm going to attack with all these. Because if he does block him now, we got the 2 here together. Which means that we can, like... obviously with these 2 tokens, she's not going to proc. But I'm also going to gain health here. Oh, nice. What you got for me, buddy? That lava coil? Don't be that guy. We're at 24 health and he's at 10. And if you want to play a Goblin Chain Whirler, this would proc Judith a billion times. This is glorious. This is actually glorious. We're gonna play Mortify here to destroy the Runaway Steamkin, I think. Or honestly, like, we should probably just... We should probably kill the Rekindling Phoenix here. This is interesting because he could choose to not block any of these, and then me killing the Phoenix there would not make much sense. I'm gonna use Mortify to kill the Runaway Steamkin. Alright. And now I'm gonna attack with these two. 6, 8. I mean, I kind of missed out on lethal. I'm so focused on keeping her alive that I just don't want Teysa to die. But I probably should have attacked with everything there. Though this is really safe as well because as long as Judith is on board, I pretty much put him in a checkmate position here, anyways. Like, maybe I'm playing it a little bit too safe, but it doesn't matter. We easily just combine the two and just overwhelm mono red right there. Because if at that point, Judith, if I lost any of my non-token creatures, I would just hit him for 2 damage every single time. Like, those two being on the board was just straight up ridiculous. Like, only Cry of the Carnarium can really do anything there. And obviously, mono red ain't got that, so nice debut. Not bad. Perhaps I was, like I said, a bit too preemptive there. Like, I could have just gotten face, but I didn't know what he had in hand at the same time. But I probably could have just killed him that turn earlier, to be completely honest with you. It is a hand worth keeping. I'm going to keep it. Just because we do have a 2-drop, and all we need is 1 more mana, and we can just, like, curve out quite effectively here. I am going to play the Pitiless Pontiff first because I have another one in hand, and I want to threaten more damage to my opponent because I see this sort of land, and we're definitely seeing Esper control. There's a Thought Erasure. I wonder what he'll take away. Probably the Midnight Reaper, right? Yeah. Alright, we're going to drop an Orzhov Enforcer. Cry of the Carnarium can be, like, in his lineup, and if that's the case, then it just, like I said, it auto wins against us. We're going to play a Martyr Duskier. And if he does have, like, a Ritual of Suit, then we'll still leave units behind. So it won't be the end of the world. There we draw into a land. He could have a Settle the Wreckage, though. He could have a Settle the Wreckage, so we are going to attack with these two. Alright. And we'll play the Ministrant of Obligation. So the Wreckage is definitely going to play some mind games on us. Okay. It'd be nice if we could draw into like a red source of mana here. That would be pretty fantastic because we'll be able to hit him for a shitload here. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We're going to drop you. And call that a turn. That sucks. We can at least preserve the Pitiless Pontiff here. But we've definitely run out of steam. We need a red mana here. We don't get it. I mean, we're still, like, even though he has board wipes, we're still preserving our, like, some board presence here. I mean, if we sacrifice this, yeah, there's no point. We'd rather Play another Pitiless Pontiff. We have... Oh, he keeps drawing, though. So if he doesn't have, like, a counter spell here... I mean, even if he does, I need that red source of mana, please. Por favor, please. That's not what I need. We gotta attack with these two. If he has settled the records, then so be it, but we need to apply damage here. If we proc this, then he could board wipe again. But he's already played 2 of these, so the odds of him having that are less, right? We're gonna do this. Alright, Thought Erasure. Will probably discard one of my heroic reinforcements here. And all I need is, like I said, that red source of mana, man. That's all I need. Oh. Okay. Alright. I mean, if we draw a red source of mana, we win. Heart of the cards! Red source of mana, please! Oh my god, why you do this? I'm gonna attack with all these. Gonna give him Indestructible and Death Touch, which enables me to trade with that. And dude, I need... Okay, we need to practice again. Pitiless Pontiff here can survive, and I fucking need that red source of mana, for the love of God. For the love of God! Ugh. God damn it, I'm stuck with these 2 heroic reinforcements here, and they just... This guy is MVP, though, like, surviving all these board wipes. Holy shit. It's over! It's over. Who needs red mana? I never wanted it anyways. Wow, not bad. Just being resilient, just surviving all the board wipes. We got, like, the guy played 3 board wipes. Like, it's not like the guy did not have the answers. He had all the clears, but we just kept coming at him. And we even got, like, mana screwed there with a heroic reinforcement. So we got denied our last game push, and we still won that game. Obviously, if that guy was running Cryer the Carnarium instead of, you know, Kaya's Wrath, it would have been over, like, turn 3. But he did it. And we prevailed. Not bad, man. That was a nice game. Got really triggered by not drawing into not drawing into the answers though. Alright, so we're facing somebody who's like in the top 300. So that means they must be tryharding quite a bit. We are missing a red source of mana. Sorry, a black source of mana. I am gonna keep this hand though. Because that's all we're missing at this point. Like, if we can draw into a black source of mana, then we can curve out. We actually can play our heroic reinforcements. And we're not... There we go. Easy. We'll lead off with the Sacred Foundry, because we have no turn 1 play anyways. And we got the black source of mana right there, so we can Orzhov Enforcer. Turn 2. And we can potentially Judith turn 3. Or Mortify, depending on what our opponent does. I think I like Midnight Reaper though. Kind of solidifies our position here. Our opponent's not really doing anything. Okay, a Vine Mare. Alright, so no, he's definitely playing something original and interesting. Hexproof, which means we can target with Mortify here. But I do want to play Judith. And I do want to attack with these two. Nice. We're gonna drop the Sacred Foundry tapped. And then next turn we can curve out into Teysa, and then we got the dynamic duo again. Back at it with their shenanigans. Oh shit. Alright. Well, that could be an issue. That could be a problem. How do I deal with that? We're kind of stuck here. Oh wait, we have Mortify on this. What am I doing? We have Mortify on Sarah's wings here. Okay. I just realized, I mean, it's nice dropping Teysa, right? But we have Mortify on Sarah's wings, which means that we can deny, you know, this. We're gonna play the Tri-Taker first, and then we're gonna Mortify this. Destroy that enchantment, and we are going to attack with you, you, and you. I mean, if he has another one of those, then we're dead. Oh god, he does. He does. That's our first loss to Mayor Hexproof with. I mean, I can't be mad. I can't even be mad. Props to my opponent for that strategy. We can't really. I guess I should not attack with the Reaper. The Reaper just kind of worked against me there. But I probably should have, I mean, if I played Mortify one turn earlier, maybe I could have bought some time. But I would have dealt less damage to him. But it wouldn't really have mattered because he clearly had another one in hand. So that's a tough strategy to deal with. I mean, board wipes easily deals with that, right? But because we have like a bunch of black creatures, we can't really block that horse. And even if we create like the flyers, we also can't really do much about it. We're gonna keep this hand. It feels a little bit slow, but it also enables us to efficiently curve. Yo Mama is our opponent. Hello, Yo Mama. Oh god damn it, Yo Mama. Playing mono red aggro. Why you do this, Yo Mama? Say hello back to him. It's a cool deck though. Feels kind of bad losing to it, but you know, whatever. Okay. At least, you know, it's got the spicy electrostatic field right there. We're gonna play the Midnight Reaper, even though it could work against us. I mean, we can block him from attacking, but that electrostatic field, yeah, it's quite a problem, actually. It's quite the issue. Gonna play the Ministrant of Obligation. And holy shit, dude. Like I think we're quite dead here because we can't bypass these defenders. Like he's got us quite locked here. That is unfortunate. Like even if we attack with all these three, we at least get some damage on him, right? Jesus. Ouch. Oh my god. Yeah, we're... Oh my god. Are we... It seems we're quite dead. It seems we are indeed, in fact, quite dead here. Like, all he needs to do is draw a spell, and it's pretty much over. And like I said, we can't... We actually lose to these things. Like, we can't pass these defenders. And that's all she wrote. I mean, Jesus. Fuck. Oh, well. I mean, I just think that 0-4 defender just... Oh, man, that kind of beats us. We need Mortify for it. Or we need Judith to pump up our attack, because we can't get over that defender card. And because we can't attack our opponent, we're kind of like... We're too slow. It's interesting how that matchup plays out. So we faced a Mare deck and a Electrostatic Field focus deck. And we met our demise with both. But we have a pretty decent hand here. We're missing a red source of mana. But everything else seems good about this. We're going to lead off with the Godless Shrine, because we have no turn 1 play. Again, we're missing that mountain, that red source. It'd be nice to have that red source. We're going to get the Chapel in there, and we're going to play the Pontiff. Because we want to threaten him with more attack. Simic. So could this be... Hopefully it's not Nexus of Fate. Because we're off to a rather slow start. Alright. Unmoored Ego. Will he take out the Reaper? Or will he take out Teysa Karlov here? Alright, he eliminates Teysa. But does provide us with the mana for Judith, though I don't want to play Judith right now. I actually want to drop the Midnight Reaper here. Right, so definitely a control list. That's a bit annoying. So he's denying my legendary creatures this way. That sucks. We're gonna play the Tithe Taker and the Orzhov Enforcer. He's gonna Brass's Contempt that. But we have another Midnight Reaper in there, and we are gonna pay 2 life to cast it alongside another Pitiless Pontiff. Because we quite simply need to swarm the hell out of him right now. And we need to punish him for those Unmoored Ego plays and smork him. We lost our commanders, we lost our legendary creatures here, but we still got the army. And we're angry. We are angry because you're dead, aren't you? Math 7, 6. Yeah, you're quite simply dead. Okay, there we go. Who needs Judith and Teysa when you got your boys? Smack him in the face. All right, we retain our honor and glory, and we win a game again after dropping two games to two rather interesting decks. Honestly, I just hope I don't run into like that variant of mono red with this deck in particular. It's cool because my Rakdos Pestilent Spirit Burn deck is actually really good against that one, but this one just kind of like falls flat on its face. I'm gonna keep this hand because I have all 3 sources of mana. Of Mardu, like, yeah, mana, and we have both of our legendary creatures in our hand. This hand is actually like quite solid. Like, we lead off with the Secret Foundry. We could drop an Isolated Chapel next turn, and we can play the Pitiless Pontiff on curve, and then we can drop something else on top of that. Dust Legion Zealot. Well, that won't be able to block me. I would like to play Judith, right? I mean, what could he have? He could have a board wipe here, like Cryo the Carnarium, but Golgari doesn't tend to run that, right? Though he's playing Dust Legion Zealot. But if I play Midnight Reaper, I'm going to lose to that anyway, so we're going to drop Judith here, I think. Get some damage on him and apply pressure. All right. We're gonna play the Midnight Reaper now. So if he does remove us here, we don't run out of steam. Does he have some sort of board wipe here? We're not gonna block anyways. If he has it, but we're not gonna trade our Midnight Reaper. Okay. Since he likes running those dudes a lot, it's time for us to start flooding the board a little bit here. We're gonna drop an Orzhov. No, we should drop a Pitiless Pontiff and a Hunted Witness. We have the Pontiff's ability enabled here. Nice. Nice. I definitely want to play Teysa here. And attack with these two. Realistically, what's better? Because if I tap this, I mean, I get two out of these, right? Yeah, I think that's correct. Too slow, buddy. I'm actually gonna sacrifice her. I'm actually gonna sacrifice her, so I get that proc twice. And we set up an easy lethal, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it in style, right? Let's drop you, and then let's go for the Omega Sport play. Booyah! Nice. 28 health. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, that's a good redemption story, you know? We had some interesting games in there. A couple of losses to cool decks. Like, still feel bad about losing to that horse, though. But I guess that's just not the matchup for us. And it turns out, you know, that like I said, that defender shuts us down quite efficiently. But regardless, I'm very happy with the deck list. I think it performed really well. And as you can see, it's just fun as hell to play. And we showcased it off against all sorts of different matchups. And I mean, that game, my opponent got quite mana screwed, which is honestly like what happened. You know, you have to keep playing play crafters. But I don't think it was like the biggest deal. I think we already applied like so much pressure that I think that was a one game for us, honestly. But yeah, regardless, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the deck. Stay tuned for more daily MTG content. Thank you for watching my videos. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I guess I'll end up with a sappy note right there. Have a whole day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with more.